This is Chase Bliss Clean, a creative jack-of-all-trades compressor pedal, and I'm going to use it on this demo on every track to completely transform it. That's right, the only difference between the before and after here is that I use Chase Bliss Clean on every single instance that make up this demo song, and I'm going to show you today a breakdown of why I think Chase Bliss Clean is the most useful pedal that I've bought all year. What's up and welcome back to another video. My name is Devin Belanger, and today, yes, we are covering the amazing Chase Bliss Clean stereo analog compressor. Now, this is not a sponsored video. Chase Bliss did not send me the pedal. They're not paying me anything. I just wanted to make this video after buying the pedal with my own money and honestly really being surprised at just how useful it's been on my own compositions. Before I break down how I use Chase Bliss Clean on that intro track to transform each of the instruments, I want to first talk to you about the two sides of Chase Bliss Clean and why I think it's so useful and versatile. First up, Chase Bliss Clean is a stereo analog compressor that is very fully featured, and it can just be used for standard compression duties, including mix bus compression, mastering compression, because it's full stereo, it takes line level, instrument level, whatever you throw at it, and it's very, very noise free. Solid, right? It sounds great, it's really easy to use, and it works for all your basic compression duties, whether that's on a guitar, a synth, a bass, the entire mix bus, and one of my favorite features, it has independent dry and wet knobs for parallel compression, which we'll check out later. But that's not what makes Clean special. What makes Clean so cool is that it goes way beyond what a standard compressor could do into the realm of really creative analog sound design. All right, so I've got this beautiful pattern here on the Korg Minilog XT, going into this mono Walrus Fable granular pedal. Sounds gorgeous, right? But it's mono. That's where the Clean comes in. Now, Clean is not just any old stereo compressor. If I enable it right now, we're actually getting really beautiful, natural stereo movement that doesn't phase out of Clean. I can do the same thing with the EQ. Look at that, we've turned this into almost a Moog Matriarch style stereo filter. And that's just one thing. Let's enable the physics for some really cool erratic, randomized movement of the threshold across the different stereo fields. We can play with the attack and release and get really fast movement. And if that's all sounding a little too intense, we can bring back in our dry signal for that core mono signal down the middle. And both of them, of course, because this is pure analog. There's no digital to analog conversion happening anywhere in the pedal. There's no phasing. You can go really crazy. You can absolutely crush the wet signal. We can enable the dirty mode. So cool, right? This before any other reverb, this on any boring mono signal, it really will make it so interesting, so stereo. But the best part is, again, it's fully mono compatible because there's no weird tricks, no weird digital DSP stuff going on. Without, with. Absolutely beautiful. All right, now that we better understand how to use Clean both as a standard compressor, but also a creative sound design tool, let's go back to that track from the intro and hear how I used Clean on each of the parts to fully transform it into what you heard. First up, the drums. I'm gonna use the Dusty mode, which is a hidden bonus feature. Dusty mode actually turns Clean's limiter into almost an overdrive, and it's fantastic for those distorted drum sounds. Let's continue on Dusty mode, but with a twist for the pads. As you can hear, our sound is completely different already, but let's keep tweaking it. Next, let's pop the EQ into the movement mode in stereo. We control the speed with our attack and release. We've basically turned this simple mono pad into almost a distorted Leslie organ. So cool. Let's do the same effect on the synth pluck lead. Again, that Dusty mode is adding such a nice harmonic overdrive character. I just love the way that Clean can transform really simple mono sounds into a natural stereo image that still works and doesn't sound weird. Next, let's simplify things a bit and just do some basic compression on our Moog bass. Here I have the dynamics at a pretty high ratio, and I'm bringing in the sensitivity just to get a nice little bounce with a slow attack and fast release. With how deep the pedal can go, it's easy to forget that Clean does really simple basic compression well too. Now on the guitar, we're going to do exactly just that. Here I'm using Clean to make my signal hotter when it hits my DI. It's very subtle, but it works and just fattens the tone. Now that we have compression on every individual part we want, let's add a few more samples and then start to use mix bus compression. We always want to make sure we're checking our levels with bypass on and off. Already a big difference. We can do parallel compression. That's really fattening the tone up. I think in this case, I'm gonna go for full wet compression. That sounded good. All right, with that out of the way, let's play a snip of the original to jog our memory, and then hear the whole version with Chase Bliss Clean. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the demo song. Hopefully you can see just how versatile Clean is as a pedal. And let's wrap up with a quick review and some pros and cons. So first and foremost, because it's the elephant in the room, Clean or Polyend press. Now, these are both great pedals. I reviewed both of them, and you can learn more about compression by watching my video on Polyend press. And full transparency, I work with Polyend, so they did send me the press for free, whereas I bought the Clean. But I think they're both really, really cool pedals for different reasons. If you want just a standard compressor that just does bread and butter analog compression that is probably going to be more precise and clean, ironically, go for the Polyend press, despite the name, because of one crucial thing. The Polyend press has a variable, completely variable release knob, whereas the Clean, you are able to control the release variably with a shift function, but it does not go as fast as the Polyend press. Now, what that means in non-compressor nerd jargon is that you're not going to be able to quite get the same amount of versatility for, let's say, the kind of compression I like to do on my masters or drum bus, where I have a really slow attack and really fast release. Clean isn't necessarily the best for that. However, where you might want to consider the Clean over the Polyend press is if you are someone who likes more of a vibe with your compression, if you are really going more for that analog tone. To my ears, the Clean has more of a distinct sound, and it can do way more in terms of the dusty circuit, the characterfulness of kind of just how it thickens things up and really gives them like a distinct sound. It's hard to describe it. This is more of a sound design pedal. This is more of a pure utility pedal. Sound design that can do utility, pure utility. But that's enough about comparing the two pedals. I just knew someone would ask, so I wanted to cover it here. So hopefully that was helpful. As for my pros and cons, the sound quality is amazing. The price, not so amazing. If you're just using this as a compressor, you can probably find a cheaper option, a mono compressor, something if you don't need all the precise controls and sound design features. But if you're gonna use this as a sound design tool, if you're gonna do the kind of thing that I was showing in the video with the harmonic tremolo, using the physics knob, all this cool stuff like this, this is one of my favorite sound design boxes that just also happens to be a great sounding stereo analog compressor, which again, there are really not that many of these in pedal form. So I think this is actually a very well-priced pedal if you look at it as a sound design box, an all analog sound design box. But if you just want a compressor and you don't need all the sound design features, you don't need stereo, you don't need analog, you can probably find something simpler and cheaper. Hopefully this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.